Bill Maher stared at the camera, his knuckles white against the edge of the desk as the "On Air" sign glowed red above him. The studio lights were hotter than usual, but it wasn't the heat that made his heart pound, it was the question weighing on him. For months, he had watched the political discourse he once admired dissolve into chaos and shouting matches. Tonight he was done holding back. In a studio packed with a restless live audience, he prepared to say what everyone was thinking but no one dared to voice on national television. As the show opened, Bill's guests, a young progressive activist named Sarah Khan and a veteran Democratic strategist named Marcus Hale, adjusted their microphones. Both believed they were ready for a spirited but predictable debate. But Bill had spent the last several nights awake, pacing, rewatching clips, reading letters from fans who felt abandoned by a movement they once believed in. His producer warned him not to go too far tonight, but Bill wasn't listening anymore. He wasn't interested in ratings, he wanted to be honest. "Let's get real for a second," Bill said, his voice steady but edged with something raw. "We used to be the party of facts, reason, and empathy. Now I see censorship, purity tests, and a refusal to confront reality. When did we lose touch?" The audience gasped. A few clapped nervously. Sarah shifted in her chair, frowning. Marcus leaned forward, sensing trouble. As the debate unfolded, Bill's words cut deeper than expected. He recounted emails from lifelong Democratic voters who felt silenced when they questioned certain policies. He shared the story of a mother from Chicago who supported public schools but felt attacked online for raising concerns about curriculum transparency. He brought up a veteran union worker who lost his job and felt abandoned by leaders who once promised to protect him. Each story hit harder than the last, and Sarah's carefully rehearsed talking points started to falter. But Bill wasn't cruel, he was passionate. He spoke about his own journey from a die-hard liberal to someone questioning the movement's direction. He acknowledged his own mistakes, his past assumptions, and the moments he realized things were changing. His voice cracked once as he recalled a college student who thanked him for speaking out when her own campus had silenced her. The studio fell silent, even the camera operators leaning in. Sarah, who had come expecting a combative segment, began to see something different. She thought of her younger brother, who struggled to find a job after college despite believing all the promises. Marcus remembered his father, a steelworker who once believed politics could fix everything. The conversation shifted from confrontation to reflection, from slogans to substance. For the first time in years, Bill's show wasn't about scoring points, it was about breaking through. By the halfway mark, the tension had shifted to empathy. Sarah admitted on air that some of her movement's tactics might have alienated everyday people. Marcus acknowledged the political elite's growing disconnect from working-class realities. Bill listened, genuinely listened, and nodded. The studio audience, initially divided, began to applaud not at the attacks but at the moments of honesty. The climax came when Bill looked directly into the camera, speaking not just to the guests but to millions watching at home. "We can't fix what we won't face," he said, his voice trembling slightly. "If we truly believe in justice, in progress, in decency, then we have to reconnect with reality. We have to remember the people we're fighting for, not the image of them we've created." It wasn't a speech, it was a plea. In the final minutes of the segment, Bill turned to Sarah and Marcus. "This isn't about me destroying anyone," he said quietly. "It's about us finding our way back." Sarah extended her hand first, Marcus followed. Bill shook both hands, and the audience rose to its feet, not in a roar but in a slow, meaningful standing ovation. The aftermath was seismic. Social media buzzed, not with outrage but with clips of Sarah's admission, Marcus's reflection, and Bill's closing monologue. People who had stopped watching political talk shows shared the video with captions like, "Finally, someone said it," and, "This is what we need, real conversation." A movement began to stir, not left or right but toward honesty, toward humanity. Off camera, Bill sat alone in his dressing room, the adrenaline fading. For the first time in years, he felt hopeful. He thought about the mother in Chicago, the veteran worker, the silenced student. Maybe tonight he hadn't just destroyed a narrative, maybe he had started to rebuild something better. The story ends with Bill walking out into the cool night air, no cameras following him, no stage lights. Just a man, tired but lighter, carrying the quiet belief that speaking the truth, even when it's uncomfortable, is the first step to healing a divided world. And for viewers at home, the message lingered long after the credits rolled. Honest dialogue and courage can bridge even the deepest divides.